Regent Place is in Bow, East London, in the London Borough of Tower Hamlets. The building provides 32 new homes. They're all shared ownership, and it's a range of 1-beds, 2-bed, 3, 2-bed, 4, and also 3-bed apartments. It also has 2 3-bed maisonettes facing west. It's just south of the Roman Road, adjacent the Medway Conservation Area. There was an old person's home, sheltered accommodation. It was a 2-story building post-war, which had nothing to do with the context, and it was not fit for purpose anymore. One of the first things that we wanted to do was create a new perimeter and in a way recreate the Victorian urban grid that existed before the war. So the scheme in reality is a U-shaped scheme which addresses 3 sides of these blocks, and it addresses specifically the direct context opposite each side. So for example, to the west, there's a row of terraces, and we reflected that in our proposals, and it's a 3-story volume with maisonettes at the ground floor and apartments above. Towards the south, it's also 3 stories, but it has these beautiful London plane trees, which we tried to respect and address within the design. And then to the east, there's a post-war building, residential scheme, which is 3-4 stories, and we recreated that as well within the heights. We have layers of privacy at ground floor. Each unit at ground floor is accessed off the street, and it has first a private garden, a front garden. Then it has these beautiful arches that create these entrance thresholds for residents. And in some cases, like in the maisonettes, you go into the units and there's these beautiful, lovely double-height hallway. For the rest of the residents, they access off 2 communal cores. One is located in the most prominent corner of the site with a very distinctive feature as well. And then they go into their own cores and up to the upper floors, from which then they can access the galleries and then their units.
So I really like that when I exit the building, I'm in an open space. I'm not inside the building, so there is this deck access that allow me to feel outdoors as soon as I exit my doorstep. And we often bump into our neighbor in the deck access, and this is also very nice. It increases a bit the sense of community that we feel with the other neighbors. And also the fact that we all overlook into this garden helps in socializing a bit, in knowing each other, which in a big city like London that can be a bit isolating and can create some sense of loneliness. I think it's very important to build houses that have this kind of feeling. My partner really likes new houses, but I find them a bit imposing sometimes because of the scale. I really like Victorian houses, which are a bit smaller and represent a history. This building feels a bit in between the two. It feels like a reconciliation of the two.
We additionally designed a brick detail pattern on the façade that creates this really interesting play of light. It changes as the sun goes around the site, but mainly it's to create interest and connection between the street and what's going on inside. So you can see a little bit of the building from the street, which is really lovely. Also at ground floor in that entrance core, it's quite transparent, so you can really see what's happening on inside the building whilst walking or when you're coming into your home and so on.
My wife and I lived nearby in a flat, and we were really looking to buy into shared ownership. We looked at a few options, but they were not appropriate for kids. Either because the building was too tall or next to clubs and bars, so we felt uncomfortable having the kids there. So when we found out about this, we were very excited because it's a nice neighborhood, it's quiet, and of course we loved the outside of the building. We are lucky to have one of the 2 duplex flats. We were looking for something that had 3 bedrooms because we have 2 kids and also we work a lot from home, so this looked ideal. It's in 2 floors. Downstairs is the living room, the dining area and the kitchen. The kitchen is between the dining area and the living room, and upstairs are the bedrooms. And what you get with that is much more privacy, especially the kids, can wake up easily, so you can be downstairs, watch a movie or listen to music, work, discuss, have friends, without feeling that you're going to disturb them. Actually, it's pretty freeing. We get to see more people now. It has a lot of sunshine, and of course it has this lovely garden, which is perfect if you have kids, because you don't have to walk out all the time. They have a lot of energy, and now it's perfect. I can be inside cooking or working, and they're here. I know they have friends, they're learning together, and they're safe.
One of the things that connects our building to its context is having private entrances off the street. It happens all around the conservation area. Many streets, it kind of replicates that. But the way we do that is with different layers that also provide depth to the elevation. So at ground floor, you have the front gardens, and then you have the arched entrances, and the entrance actually sets back from the facade. So it creates a little kind of private threshold for your buggies, for your shoes, for whatever you want. And then you go through your door into your home. On the upper floors, we have the recessed balconies, which create these really beautiful kind of dynamic elevation or really interesting play of kind of solid and void. And then additionally, when you see the south elevation, when you have the London plane trees, which are really beautiful, 100-year-old trees, you create an additional layer, which is it's almost like making the trees become part of the proposal. We really thought about that and how we could respond to that very specific condition.
It just looked so nice, and for a while I was just taking the kids from school every day and taking them like, oh, let's go through that road, so I could see it, and they were like, oh Dad, come on, not again. But I just felt so connected to it, and finally we're here and we're super happy with the choice.